It's October 20th. And that is snow. I know, it's sad. Hi, welcome to my channel, My New Me, where you get to watch as I try to make sense out of the chaos that has become my life and my home. How lucky are you? Hi, it's Brenda. So much has happened. I can't say I genuinely hate much in life. It's a blizzard out there. Oh no. But I can now say that I genuinely, thoroughly hate October and November. Look at that. It's blizzarding. That's some white flakes. Or really fat albino rain. Well, a little bit October, but mostly November. I really despise November. October was mainly a bad health month. Lots of appointments, lots of tests, lots of procedures, some of which I still have to have done, but that's sort of been pushed to the back burner for now. Lots of kitty cuddles and Addie sitting in my seat like a people watching my movie while I stand there and stare at her. Lots of attempts at making new videos, which I never finished doing. The boys' amazing new job, full of amazing new opportunities, ended up full of an amazingly surprising amount of empty promises. And although Josh and the manager who hired him were working hard to fulfill their end of the bargain, the company was not fulfilling anything. No, he's not yet. He's coming, but not yet. No, not yet. You can't open it. Yeah, you don't have thumbs. No, not yet. He's coming, but not yet. I know. Just not yet. So the boy's manager got fed up and quit. I know. The boy started applying for other jobs. After a few interviews, he was offered a job that doesn't help, that we both thought would be awesome. That's not going to open it. I know. And accepted it.
Go.
So the boy's taking me grocery shopping. Can't see you anyway.
And stop.
We're stopping in all the stops in the parking lot.
It's about to go, but... And go. I'll clip you. There we go. And... Stop. And... Stop.
Does it make the stopping better when you say it?
Uh-huh, it helps.
Okay.
Helps so I remember.
Oh, okay.
And stop.
I'm trying to not show people, show the stop.
You guys are in a crosswalk. I don't have to stop for you.
Tell them.
I'm just gonna slow roll out.
Well, I think they're walking slower.
Apparently, Jesus. And stop.
You're doing that on every single one.
I have to. It's the law.
Is it the law?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen people get pulled over in this parking lot for not doing it.
I know. No, I don't mean the
Gosh.
actually stopping, the saying
Oh, to
and
say it?
stop.
Yeah. Because it's a ridiculous amount of stops, so I'm gonna say it every single time.
Okay.
Now, which one do I stop at here, huh?
It's confusing, isn't it?
I'm not in that lane, so I'm gonna stop at this one.
Okay, you stop at that one.
And stop. And go full stop. Okay. And
Okay.
I gotta beat these people so they don't. Okay, sorry, you going? No, you're
You
still
walk out in
leaving.
front of you here.
Okay. And well, you're about to get let out, so.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay. Stop recording. The boy usually drops me off at the door and goes and parks and comes in to lessen my physical exertion. Right now I'm hiding behind the refrigerator with just the camera sticking out because somebody knows she's not supposed to be doing what she's doing. The boy had brought the groceries in and she heard a noise, but I have my Kindle playing. But the boy brought the groceries in and left without her, and she's determined to get to him. So yes, this was a lot of October. This is what I did. I stalked the kitties. And you can see when she realizes I'm there, suddenly little Miss Innocent was doing nothing. Are you supposed to be doing that? So the boy's coming to dinner, and he left his shirts on the table. And someone won't let me take them off the table so I can wipe it off and set it. Are they your shirts? Yeah, is that your boy? Yeah, you waiting for your boy? He'll be here soon.
Yeah.
And then there's always the after-dinner entertainment.
Yeah.
I can hear her purring from here. So October was a bad health month, and it also snowed a few times in October, which is significant because it slow blink at her was the beginning of the end. Remember the heat problems this building had last year that I was told were completely fixed? Oh, that's a big yawn. Yeah, not so much. Somebody, somewhere, by someone, was misinformed.
What was that for?
And the heat was never fixed. When I asked the manager about it, I was told, any day now, it'll be fixed. Here, have a space heater. Like that helps. Nice, comfortable way to pet her, huh?
Uh-huh.
So the boy started his new job and really loved it. You can't fit the other arm over like that. We had a long chat and decided that it was time for him to support only one household instead of two. There was a whole lot of drama going on with the management of this property, and everything that made this place perfect for me was fast dwindling away. So we decided to look for a 2-bedroom apartment. Don't get flopping and fall off, little girl. So I spent my days using up what little bit of internet my phone had, searching, calling, emailing. You hear her purring?
Mm-hmm.
No claws.
What, right in my cuticle?
Ow.
What?
Where'd he go?
Good girl. Yeah.
She have her claws out?
Generally, when she swats, she does it, but then when her hand just rests, she'll pull the claws out.
Where'd he go? There's that tiny little head sticking up there. Where'd he go? You getting Jessie cuddles? Yeah, you like that? Her front paws are just like stuck straight out. The boy was enjoying his new job, and it's a nationwide company. It's a little harder for companies like that to make empty promises and change payroll policy on a whim, change scheduling policies on a whim. So he was enjoying it. However, he was going from weekly pays to every 2-week pays, and we had a period of 3 weeks where there was no paycheck whatsoever. That made it a little bit more difficult. But he would come to the apartment in the morning. He would shower while I was making him breakfast, and he would eat breakfast while I was packing his lunch. And then he came to the apartment, and we would have dinner together, kind of combine food and combine resources until he started getting another paycheck coming in. Is it your boy? Oh. I'm sorry, is she getting attention you weren't? Yeah. That's not right, is it? No, it's not right. You're okay. You don't always need all the attention, do you? Since when? She sniffed up to the camera. What are you doing, little girl? Getting Joshy cuddles? Oh, that's it. She done? Oh, God, the fur you got off her. So this one's just hanging out in the driveway, parked by the granny cart and the stroller. That one's parked in the garage. So there, you see the little nose sticking out. Parked. Hi, I see you peeking. He's parked in the garage, aren't you? Yeah. I knew I was talking to her. And she's just cute, hanging out and chilling. And thus began November, with more snow and sleet and freezing rain, more apartment hunting. Then one night, Tally tried to jump up on my lap. The last time she did this was right before my last heart attack. That's the only time I remember her trying to do this. Hi, what do you want, little girl? Hi, what you doing? What do you want, baby? Now, you can think what you want, believe what you want. That's one of the joys of being human. I personally don't know what I think or believe, But I do think she knew something was going on. She's not a chatty cat. She's not a talker, and she doesn't try to get up on my lap. And that
What are
night
you
she
doing?
tried it twice.
She was doing it, so you have to do it? Huh? What do you want? You don't know. You just want attention too.
Callie was glued to me all night.
What are you doing, little girl?
And talked to me all night.
Hi. Yeah. You giving little squawkies? Hi. She tried to jump up on my lap twice today. Scared me, didn't you? Hi. Yeah. Is that what you think? You're a very cute little girl. Yes, you are. You want to talk to the peoples?
Callie had been Mom's cat until we had to put her in a nursing home. And she doted on this cat, called her her little doll baby, and spoiled her rotten. Probably, well, definitely more so than I do my cats.
Hi. Yeah.
The next morning, my sister got my brother and I on a conference call, and we had a decision to make. The nursing home had called her the night before. Mom had had a pretty bad episode. We think was a pretty major stroke, but she was not responding, couldn't wake up, couldn't swallow, was basically just sleeping. So we had to decide if we wanted them to take her to the emergency room to do whatever testing and intervention and whatever they could do, or let nature take its course and let her pass peacefully in her sleep. All three of us agreed that it would probably be best to let nature take its course and let her go in her own time. She hasn't really known anyone for a long, long time. For many months now, she hasn't been able to walk or sit up on her own or feed herself. She still enjoyed things. I mean, she enjoyed music. She enjoyed watching people. She enjoyed the taste of food, good smells, things like that. You could tell she did. She couldn't talk. I mean, she would say, yeah, okay, and then she would kind of jabber like a baby, like a 6-month-old. But after this last episode, she didn't even have that much anymore. She didn't appear to be aware of anything. So we all agreed, let her go in peace. Don't cause her pain when it's not going to improve her quality of life at all. And so she was put on comfort care, and we waited. This was a picture of Mom when she was 16 years old. She played the accordion since she was little, and at age 16 she was invited to Carnegie Hall to play on stage in New York City. That was something. This is my first communion when I was 8 years old, standing there with Mom. And 40-some years later, at Dad's funeral, that's Mom and I. Some of my favorite pictures of us.
One thing I like about this house, it comes with an extra set of kitty ears. Just because, you never know when you need an extra set of kitty ears. Beak. Hi. I'm being ignored.
Then one evening I get a call from my sister. The nursing home had called her, and they said it was time. It could be minutes, it could be hours, but it was definitely time. So she called me to see if I wanted her to come get me and go down with her, but that would have taken an hour. And I felt it was more important that Mom not be alone when she passed, that one of us be there. And I told my sister, if you're okay doing it alone, just go down there. But if you aren't okay, if you don't want to do it alone, then please come get me. But she agreed with me. She was okay doing it alone. And we both felt we didn't want her to be alone. And she did go fast. My sister lives 5 to 10 minutes away from the nursing home. And by the time she got there, when she was walking in the room, Mom had already gone. And this was when I was waiting to hear back from my sister. Hattie was right up in my face, giving me kitty condolences. But my sister stayed there for a little while. The nurses were coming in and saying their goodbyes and crying. But she passed in her sleep, She wasn't in pain. And she's got 5 years of nagging dad to make up for. He's been getting off scot-free. Well, nag-free. And she's got some catching up to do. It's a sad time, but it was time. It was definitely time. And she didn't suffer. That's the important part. So we had a funeral to prepare for. So the boy went to the storage unit to get out our boxes of clothes so he could dig out her funeral attire. And he opened the door to find about 6 inches of icy, slushy, dirty water in the bottom of the unit. He just kind of shook his head, locked it up, and went away. But we did have, I mean, who knows how long it's been there. We haven't been in the unit since probably July when the boy got the air conditioner out. And he had his work shoes on, so he couldn't go in. He went back the next day and recorded the whole thing. And then we talked to the company, which they thanked us for it, and they checked all their units, and they said there was another dozen or so units that had water in them. Unfortunately, I mean, we didn't plan on the stuff being there for a year, and we didn't take out the insurance. Their base policy is $50, but they offered to sort through and, discard what was bad and keep what was good. But I don't want strangers deciding what's worth trying to save and what isn't worth it. I mean, the clothes, the kitchen stuff, things like that, that can all be replaced. I don't care about that. I care about Mom's doll and about her sunglasses, about family pictures, all the videos of Josh's childhood and every Christmas. That's the stuff I want to try to save. So we kind of just have been ignoring it with everything else that's been going on. The company gave us, November had already been paid for, the company gave us December for free and just, said, let us know what you want us to do. It wasn't their fault. I mean, can't help Mother Nature. There was flooding, localized flooding throughout this whole area all summer. We just never thought to check the shed to see if it was involved. So that was that. Eventually we're going to get over there and see what we can do about it. And so we had a nice funeral, very nice. We had visiting hours and then services and then the graveside service. My sister put on a very nice luncheon at her home after the funeral, and it was nice. Yes, like I said, sad time, but it was time. And she lived a full life, a good life. So the next reason I hate November. I woke up from a nap one day to find there was no water. So I called the manager saying, there's no water. I don't know what's going on. And I got this whole spiel about it's supposed to be 0 and it was an emergency. There wasn't anything he could do about it. Blah, blah, blah. So I got dressed, went out to see, what was happening. The maintenance guy was there. And the maintenance guy was there talking to other residents who were wondering what was going on with the water. And he said that the shutoff had been scheduled the week before. And that he had been told nobody was living in the building. It was empty and just shut the water off. So the management's answer was just go over to the hotel and stay in a room. So apparently in the middle of the day, I was supposed to just strap the cats to my back, grab a toothbrush, and go over. The hotel was full of a work crew. There were no empty rooms on the first floor, and the elevator was broken. And I can't do stairs, so I guess the cats and I were just going to camp out in the lobby. So that vamped up our search for an apartment. We became much, much less picky about it. I mean, there were certain criteria that we could not compromise on. They had to take cats. I wasn't going to abandon them. There couldn't be stairs because I can't do stairs. I went back through and counted. I called, emailed, texted, and Facebook messaged 37 people. We looked at several apartments. I guess here I should add to our requirements. There could be no well-known drug dealers currently residing in the building, no recent shootings or killings in the building, no group of 20-something guys lounging in the side yard drinking at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon when glaring at us as we pull up in front of the building. So we sort of, we did have certain criteria that we were not going to budge on. This one company had some nice places that would have been good, except they wanted a $250 non-refundable pet fee per pet. So that would be $500 we would never get back, even if I improved the place, let alone not do any damage. To me, that was just like throwing away $500. I mean, if we couldn't find anything else, that was going to be our last resort, but we really didn't have the extra $500.
We're in the beginning of a severe thunderstorm.
So let's go back to the last view out of this window. So I called this one guy, and he had a first floor, 2-bedroom apartment, and he was pretty straight right up front with me about it. He had to evict the last tenants, and he said they destroyed the place. They had 900 cats that he didn't know about, and he was pretty sure they never used litter boxes. He had bleached the crap out of all the floors, and actually the day we looked at it, he was scrubbing them with vinegar and then sprinkling baking soda on them. But he warned me the place was filthy and it wouldn't be ready for a few weeks. And the place was filthy. And there was a lot of damage to it. It didn't smell that bad the day that we looked at it, but he was also putting vinegar on the floor at that time. So the vinegar kind of hid the smell. But because of the situation with no water, we talked him into letting us move in if I did the cleaning. And he kind of jumped on it. I could tell he didn't want to clean in here. But he waived the pet fee. Usually he charges $100 per pet. And he did not charge us that if I would clean it, which is great. So he let us move in, which is wonderful. So Wednesday after work, Josh stopped and paid him the money and got the key. Our plan had been we would go to the store. He would come get me after getting the key. We would go to the store, get stuff to clean, and then go to the apartment. He and I would clean for a couple hours after he got, until he had to go home and go to bed because he had to work the next day. The next day, that was Wednesday night. On Thursday, he was going to pick me up before work, drop me off at the new place. I would clean all day while he was at work. And then he would come after work, help me for a few hours, and hopefully by then it would be livable by Friday. And then we would, since he didn't have to work Saturday, we could spend Friday night into Saturday morning moving everything, lock, stock, and barrel, cats and all, and the place would hopefully be semi-decent by then. Well, I think when we were looking at it, we didn't realize exactly how dirty it was. But also, probably right about the time he was getting the key, I'm packing up, getting things around, the power went out in the old apartment. At first I thought, well, it's not that big a deal. It's snowing. Maybe there was an accident. Someone ran into a transformer. Then I get looking out of the windows. I went out to the lobby, looked around. This was the only building without electricity. I walked back to the apartment to call the manager, and right then Josh walked in. He said, "What's going on?" And I said, "I don't know why." I said, "The power just went out. I assumed it, was everywhere." And he said, "No." He said, "There's an electric company truck on the side of the building." So he went out and talked to the electric guy. And apparently businesses need to pay their bills too. So we had to pack up and move me out that night. All I can say is thank God Josh got the key that day. Otherwise I'd have been sharing his one bedroom with him with the cats. And they can't have cats in his place. So using a lantern and flashlights. Luckily I had almost everything packed up. It was just, the day-to-day daily necessities that weren't packed. So we loaded a bunch of stuff in the car, went to Walmart, bought an air mattress, bought some cleaning stuff. While we were at Walmart, we ran into the manager and talked to him about it. As we were checking out, I saw him on the phone down one of the aisles looking at us with a smile on his face. Didn't think twice about it. So we take stuff to the new place, empty it. Oh my God, did it reek in here. It stunk so bad. I did not want to move in. I mean, he did the vinegar, the baking soda was all over the floors still. You could tell he was trying, but it had been shut up for 3 days. And the smell was just eye-watering. But, so we went back to the old place to get it, we kind of had no choice by that point. We went back to the old place to get more stuff, and the entire building was locked up. Couldn't get in the front door. Called the manager. Yes, why was it locked? Who did that? It's like, I don't know, but we can't get in. Well, I should be there sometime. We can. I'm like, my medicine is still in there. My cats are still in there. There's no power, no heat. I need to be able to get back in there. We are moving out now. And he's like, well, try the side doors. I should be back there soon. Whatever. So, but Josh found a way, in the middle of that conversation, Josh found a way to get in the building. Now, I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm not stating any known facts. I'm simply offering a little bit of advice. When someone has the least bit of power over you, don't call them a liar to their face. It's possible I might have done that. It's just a bit of advice. So, 3 times Josh loaded the car, drove it to the new place, completely unloaded it, then came back and got the cats and I. By the time we got in here, it was just, it must have been like about 2 in the morning by the time we reached that stage. Then he helped me bleach the crap out of the necessities, the toilet and the faucets and things like that. We vacuumed up all the baking soda in the one room so we could use that. And we inflated the air mattress for me to sleep on. So it was like 3:30 in the morning, and I'm sitting in the middle of the air mattress. Tally's pressed against my side, hugging Addie. I'm hugging Addie. I just started bawling. I felt like I hadn't even had a chance to process Mom's death yet. But it was just, one too many things. It was Mom dying. It was the shed. It was, the water being turned off when they knew about it ahead of time. 2 days after we buried my mom, 3 days before Thanksgiving, they scheduled the water to be turned off. The power being turned off. The certain argument I had with someone, and I don't do well with arguments. I don't do well with confrontation. Being locked out of the building when we were trying to get out. I've never been in these situations before. I did not know how to process it on top of everything else. And then I'm feeling bad about the one guy down the hall. He was still in there because every time we walked by, while packing the car, I could hear his dog barking. So then I'm worried about his dog being stuck there alone with no power and no heat. It was a bad night. Really, really bad night. I kept wondering, what have I done in my past that was so horrible that I'm getting payback now? I'm just not remembering anything that could be so bad. So yes, I wallowed in self-pity for a while. And then, after getting only 4 hours of sleep while trying to learn a new job, the boy shows up in the morning with a bacon McGriddle for me from McDonald's, which is a guilty pleasure of mine. I have the cats with me. They're happy and healthy. I have heat. The place is amazingly warm, very comfortable. I have running water. I have electricity. I have material for a whole bunch of new videos. And I have you folks whose caring and concern has been so needed and so appreciated, even though I haven't been good at letting you know that. Not to mention a son who is there by my side no matter what. And I will soon have internet. Yay! With more videos to come. I really, really hope I didn't depress anyone too much. I don't want this to be like a poor me pity party. But this is what's been happening. Why I've really been struggling to make videos, and why I really, really, really despise November. Take care and toodles.